Hello everybody, Fridays18 here, and today I'm going to be showing off my avatar mod. It's the second day of me working on it, and I'm going to get to work. I'll show you guys everything I have so far, go over some stuff, explain how the mod's going to go, and just overall show you guys the progress of my first day working on the mod. Currently, we have a lot of systems in place. We have air, water, earth, and a couple other cool things I'll show you guys. So first off, before we get into anything, I'm going to explain the way that the bending system works. Each bending, there's going to be 10, 4 main ones, 1 avatar bending mode, and 5 subsections. So currently we just have these 3 after the first day, but that's how that's going to work. So the way it works is there's going to be 3 abilities for each bending style, plus an ultimate, plus a passive. So every one of these guys has that right now, and I'm going to show that off. So first we got air. First we want to set our bending master to air. Come over here and I'll show you guys the passive that air has. Now the way air's works is I couldn't really decide what kind of passive they deserve, so instead I just gave them items which I think fit their playstyle pretty well. So come over here, spawn a Hoglin in. As you can see, the glider, it is kind of like a staff in our hands right now. Has this cool effect, and it does the same amount of damage as a netherite sword but double the attack speed. And of course it couldn't be a glider without being able to glide, so when you right click it, gives you the glider. Right click it again, back to the normal sword, glider, normal sword. As you can see down there, if you're looking at it, the actual texture doesn't change too much, so it's not too weird seeing it change back and forth. The way the glider works is when you're above, when there's air below you, you'll glide. And of course, if you're holding this item while there's an elytra going, I made it so it won't have the effects you're seeing now, which is slow falling in speed. And yeah. Now this may not look very cool right now, but I'm going to show you why this is so useful. So if you get the bison whistle out, say yip yip in chat, we freeze for a second, we jump up really high, and we have our glider. Now this is just a useful move for maneuvering and all that stuff, and it's overall just great. Now before I get into the actual abilities of air, because of course there's abilities, there's these 2 things, I'm going to explain bending mode. Bending mode is when you press G, you're going to start to see some particles. The particles are going to change. This is the second day of me working on this project, but you can see it turned on. It is for 2 reasons. A, because it looks cool. It's going to look way cooler in fights to see this. And also 3 reasons, sorry. The second one is also this is going to be how I do things like the avatar state and give special modes to things for passives, things like that. But then the 3rd reason, and the most important one, all your keys don't do anything unless your bending mode is on. Now the reason that's so useful is that makes this compatible with other things. So for example, if you're using another mod that may use the F, R, V, or Z key, very popular keys in modding communities, you don't accidentally use them and you don't have to switch them off of my keys, although you're completely able to. Go to options, controls, keybind, scroll down to where it says avatar, you have all your stuff, but the point is, it's a lot more convenient for you guys because now you have some more options and you don't have to worry about, you know, this being annoyance for you. So next we're actually going to go through the moves and we're going to come up with a issue, immediately coming up with an issue. So we press F, we need 10 more energy. Now currently there's no way to get energy in the game. That said, there's a way to increase your energy max and there is a way to just boost it with a command. Now I'm just saying the main thing is there's no way to charge it right now. So let's get our energy. Looks like it's not working. So let's just do slash bending set 6. And we got all of our energy. Next, after we got all of our energy, we're going to come over here and let's start using our moves. They're not working because A, our bending thing is bugging out a little bit. Our command blocks aren't registering it. But now we have our bending set to 1, which right now 1 is air. And then next, after this, I'm going to show you guys the moves. Okay guys, I'm back, and I'm sorry if you heard any noises in the background. That was my dog. I just kicked him out. I'll bring him back in a second. But that's what that was. So anyways, we got air now, and we're going to try to use our first move. Don't have enough mastery for this move, and now I'm going to explain to you guys how mastery works. Currently in the game, the way to get these scrolls that you're about to see is strictly through villager trading not villager trading, wandering villager trading for pretty high price. Right now it's 1 netherite ingot. I'm gonna change this because that's a bit expensive, but the point is that's how you get it currently. That's subject to change in future versions, but that's how it is right now. And the way it works is if we try to open this up, we can't because we have 6 out of 20 bending mastery points. So before we continue the showcase, I'm going to show off meditating, which is a very key role in this. So we're going to come over here to our little mat. It's actually conveniently turning night as we're doing this. And we're just going to hold K. And while you hold K, you can see your meditation level. When it hits 100, you're going to get an energy increase. And you might get a key even. And now the keys are a rare thing. Basically, you have a 1 in 300 chance every tick to get them. I'm going to increase this much higher to about 1,100, maybe even higher. I'm going to explain the keys in a little bit. Not right now, but anyways, you're increasing your energy capacity. If you look at the top left corner, I have a really large current energy, but the one under that, that's the max amount. You can see that going up every time we hit 100, and it's going to keep resetting. And so that's how you meditate. And now if we go over here, you can see we still have 6, but why is that? Because for every couple of times you increase your energy, you get a mastery point. And now we don't have to do all that because we have commands, but that's how it's going to work in the actual mods that you're going to need to do a decent bit of meditating to be able to get this, your new masteries and stuff. So we're going to come over here, find what the command is for our mastery, which is just / mastery. We're going to set our mastery to about 1,000, so we have a lot to work with. And then let's get rid of these keys. Air scroll 1, we advance our skills, and so we're going to show off the first move. Now, the first move is very basic for air. It is simply an air ball. You move really fast, and you're going to have some particles fly around you. And yeah, that's it for the first move. I will say I mentioned in the last episode, but I dedicate a lot of these bending styles to specific clans where it makes sense. So that's how it works. I'm waiting for this airball effect to run out. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. And that's the first move. And I went over this in my last video, but I figured I should touch on it again. The way it works is that air is very mobile. You're moving a lot, and you're kind of trying to be peaceful. So a lot of things are not going to be attack moves except for the ultimate. Water, you're doing a lot of supportive things. Earth, you're doing a lot of heavy tanky attacks. And fire is going to be very damage oriented. So now we're going to go into the second move, which is R, I believe, and for that we need a Hoglin. So when you press R, I don't know if you guys saw that too well, but it's an air push. Shoots them a decent bit far back. The Hoglin actually has a lot of resistance, so not good for showing this one off. But as you can see, this thing goes by really fast. I mean, that's showing a particle a tick. We only get to see 3 of the particles before it's long gone. So this thing goes very, very fast and does a decent amount of knockback to normal creatures that aren't giant tanky pigs. So that's the next move. Next we have Reflection. Now Reflection, you won't be able to really see it too well. It's not worth showing you guys. It's not really too cool, but it is kind of nice. What it is any damage you take gets reflected back at whoever gave it to you for about 5 seconds. So say you take 20 damage, the person who hits you for 20 damage also takes 20 damage. So it's a very, like I said, very, very passive bending class. You have you have 3 moves for mobility, you have 1 move for pushing away, and you have 1 move for reflecting damage. So you're not really doing too much damage. That is until the last move, the ultimate. Like I said, everybody gets 3 abilities and 1 ultimate, plus a passive. So we're going to come over here. When we use it, it's called air condensation. And that's what it does. It is a basically for all the ultimates, you have to charge them up. You don't just instantly get them. And I feel like that'd be a little bit OP, and I want to make it fair to everybody. So that's how that works: is you charge up and then you explode. So that's that. Next, we're going to switch over to water. Once again, we have a lot of excess mastery points from our little command over there. So, and for all of these, by the way, it's 20 per. So every time you use a water scroll or any scroll, it's going to be 20 for each move, so it's not changing. The energy amount per changes, so the first move I believe is 10, second move is 30, next move is 50, and the ultimate is 100. So now we are going to just have to set our bending to 2. And now with our bending being 2, we can pop all these water scrolls, and we can get to work. So the first move is the F move, and let's see what that does. Heals. Okay, this is another cool little passive with water. So there's passives for everything. Water is that they don't drown in water, so I can kind of show you that. get water breathing when I'm in water. So they can't drown in water. Same way fire people can't drown in fire. That's that. But also they need a water bucket in their inventory to use any of the moves. So now we have water. If we press F, we get regen for about 5 seconds, but it's regen 2. It's called water regen here. Next we got the R move, which is water weight. I actually need some guys to show you this. We're gonna get 3 of them right here. And now you press R, you're gonna see a little puddle effects flare on them, and they get slowness. Not too exciting, but once again, it's a supporting class, so this is for slowing down opponents, for healing yourself. And the last move, I mean, we couldn't make water completely defenseless, and that's where the next move comes in. The V move. This is water slice, and it shoots 3 little projectiles that all do a decent amount of damage. Yeah, pretty good, all things considered, especially if you're able to hit all 3 of them. Pretty good. I think that's fair to say. And then we got the ultimate. Now the way the ultimate works is, well, I'll show you guys right now. It's called Ice Tsunami, and when it's used, everyone in the area, A, takes damage, and B, gets an ice effect. Now, I'm not sure why these guys are not having that, but let's try it again. They weren't close enough, that's why. But as you can see, it's a small AoE, but that's because it does a very decent amount of damage, and also gives them slowness for a fair amount of time. And just so you guys are aware, the other slowness move, the water weight move, does about 4 slowness. This one's 5, so they are not moving at all, plus it's doing the damage. Overall, a very good one. Of course, there's not really much particles right now. It's the second day of me doing all this, but there's going to be a lot of particles in the future, and I hope it looks pretty decent. Next, we got Earth. So let's go over here, set our bending style to 3. Let's master this up, and now we got Earth. So yeah, first move is our R move. Oh no, it's our second move actually, but you can kind of see what the second move is. Basically, it gives you a detailed. It's like a Earth. I'll let you explain in a second. I'll go over the first move first. So there's the first move, and it's just a rock shot. Not that exciting. It does a decent amount of damage, decent amount of knockback. It's the middle ground between water, air, and fire. It does decent damage, decent knockback, and it doesn't go too fast. So there's that. Not too exciting, but it only costs 10 per, so it's a pretty good move. Next, we got this one. So the way this works is it'll give the type of entity that it detects, and also give you their XYZ position exactly for a 100 block radius, up, down, left, right, and center. So it's a very good detection move, and it helps distinguish the different bending styles. This isn't just a tank that does a lot of damage. It's also you know, can be good for that. Also, just for the record, all these messages that you see in chat, every message you've been seeing so far, is strictly for the player alone. The player is the only person seeing this. Other players are not. Next, we got the. Oh, let's see actually. Ground smash. Ground smash is good. So you charge up for a second and then do a giant smash. It's not too exciting, but I think it looks pretty cool. 1 second, there we go. Yeah. Also, it looks like it's just an explosion. It's not just an explosion. There's also some damage in there too. It's just the explosion's there for effects. Yeah. Now, as for the ultimate's pretty nice. We need 100 more energy. Let's grab that real quick. You charge up for a second, and you do this. Now, for those of you who are kind of confused right now about what that actually was, you do a giant explosion, and then you shoot yourself off. So obviously you have to charge up, and you shoot yourself in a random direction. So it's pretty good. It does a decent chunk of damage. We can actually spawn adult hog. I use these guys because they have a lot of health. So ooh, there's a child. So it's good to show off things. Just come over here. Wait a couple seconds, and then yeah, as you can see, you can one shot a Hoglin. So it's a pretty good ultimate. Once again, I feel like the ultimates are not too overpowered because you can really tell when they're coming. It's hard not to when the player just stops moving mid-fight. So that's my justification there. Next, we are going to go over to our chest, see what else we got in store. With the blindfold. Now, there's an interesting thing about this, so you can kind of see it already. The blindfold is a way to help the Earth users out, because for Earth users, when they're blind, they get resistance. Resistance 5, or no, that's a glitch. This is actually resistance 4, which is very, very strong for those of you who don't know. So the blindfold is just there to help them out and make it more fair. So this is their passive. When they're blind, they get resistance 4. So it's a kind of incentive to go towards the tough route when it comes to, different kind of things like that. The specifics for this were, like I said, for this move right here, you can, let me turn on my bending real quick. You can see they are very much so in sense with the earth and stuff. So the lack of sight helps them see other things. And now you don't actually have to wear this, you just have to have it in your inventory. I want to make it as convenient as possible for everybody. So there's that. Next we got the keys, and the way the keys work is you get them while you're meditating, and if you right click it, you get a message, and basically you get a random bending style. So as you see, we just got water, so if we press V, I mean water in inventory, but you get the gist. It gave us water, and it can give you a random of the 4 elements, so it can't give you any special elements or the avatar element, but it can give you a random element that's pretty decent. So there's that. Lastly, I don't have too much to say. I'll leave a little bit of stuff ambiguous so that you guys can kind of see it later on. But there's one thing I do want to show off, and that is how some stuff is going to work. So the key doesn't do this right now, it's going to in the future. But we're going to give ourselves the spirit realm. When you're in the spirit realm, you're invisible, you're untouchable, so you can't do it. You can't do anything. You can't mine. Oh, I guess I'm being creative, so it doesn't count. But as you can see, normally I would not be able to mine blocks in survival. I can't attack because I have too much weakness. I can't do anything in this form, but I also can't be hurt in this form. And it's like the spirit world. I plan on doing a lot with this, but this is just a little showcase on how it'll work, so everyone can kind of see you. You're gonna be highlighted like this, but you're clearly a different kind of thing. This is not normal to be just gone like that. So there's gonna be a lot with the spirit world in this mod. I didn't see a lot with it in some other mods, and I thought it'd be a very interesting add-on. Anyways, that's mainly it right now. I have a lot of other stuff going on, but I don't really want to tell you guys all that so far. I want to get some of it done first and then show you guys it once it's fully foolproof. So that's going to be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and drop any suggestions you have in the chat. And also as a bonus, if you drop a suggestion, if you leave your username, I'll make sure to add to the mod in a very special way when I publish it. I'll see you guys when I see you. Peace.